What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Just Jen. That's me. Oh my God, incredibly stoked. Today, I don't even know how this happened. Well, I do. I have the best friends in the entire universe, and I'm going to introduce you to one of them. You probably know him because he's not only one of the best guitar players in the world, but he's in one of the best metal bands ever. New metal, but it's still metal. And here we have James, and his name is actually Munky. So here we go.
Yo.
This one. Edit. Okay, so this is James. Say hi.
What's up? This is James Munky Shaffer from Korn.
So James, like I got the pleasure of meeting you and having an amazing dinner with you a couple of months ago. So
Yeah.
I learned your name, your stage name, which is Munky, but I don't know if everybody knows it. So would you care to explain real quick?
Okay, well, I'll do the short version. By the way, thanks for having me on, and it's nice to see you again. I think it's been a few weeks since we saw each other at our dinner with our friends, and they were so nice to put us together like this. And so thank you guys, for helping put Jen and I together. Yeah, so when we moved from Bakersfield, because that's where we grew up, we went to high school there, and Bakersfield, California. It's a small town. It's a farming town, So we moved from there when we were about 17 years old, and we moved to Burbank, which is just up the street from where I am now. And we all 8 of us lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and it was, it was like beans out of the can, just we'd do anything. And, there's people and parties and everything around. And I used to walk around barefoot like you do when you're 17 and, take a shower and go to work. And I remember our bass player, Fieldy, he would always make fun of my feet because he'd be like, "Your feet look like hands." And I was like, "What are you talking about? My feet they don't look like hands. My feet look like feet." He goes, "No, your feet look like hands. You have monkey feet." And I was like, "I don't have monkey feet." And so he just kept on because that's the kind of guy he is. And pretty soon he just started calling me Munky.
Oh my goodness.
It was just like, okay.
It was so funny that when you explained that at that restaurant in West Hollywood at Olivet's, I think we were at, and I almost like choked. I think what was I eating? It was Elon ordered everything off that menu, and I was just like laughing hysterically. That was like the funniest story ever, because it like makes you reminisce about the times of like when you're young and just the most funny things.
And when you're that young and you're with your bros and you don't care, and there's just so much that you have to learn about life, and it's just a very kind of an innocent time in our life. Even though we weren't innocent, we were already kind of living like rock stars in a way,
right? Oh yeah.
But except for the jobs part, happy jobs, man.
Ew, right?
I know. We had so many, just like telemarketing, and I could go on, movers. We were any job that we could do. We were just trying to make rent to pay for the little apartment in Burbank, and then our rehearsal studio in Hollywood.
So like when I was a telemarketer too, it was nuts for like 3 weeks. And I was like, I'm done.
Yeah,
they kept hanging up on me.
Right? It was so stressful. I tried that. It's not my thing.
Nope. So like that leads me to like another really cool question. Like when you guys because you put a lot of work and sacrifice and just blood, sweat, and tears into this. When you got that call that changed your lives forever, what was that like?
Well, a lot of people think that kind of thing happens like quickly. And it's a process, It's like we had been playing in LA and at the different, the clubs along the Sunset Strip and all that. And we'd go to Orange County and play shows. we started to develop a pretty big like following and fan, for a local band. We had, maybe we'd sell out a 200 capacity club, a
That's really
300,
good though.
300 capacity Fullerton and Anaheim and Riverside. And then we started to shift our focus up to LA. We felt like, okay, let's make the move up there and start, kind of playing the big league, I guess, in the club scene for local bands. And that's kind of when we first got approached by this guy from Immortal Records. His name's Paul Pontius. He signed, I think he signed Incubus.
Oh, great band.
And he signed us, and I think a handful of other really, really good bands.
That's a great band.
That was kind of the moment. Like after, I remember we played the Whiskey, and he, after the show, told us like, "Hey man, we want you on our label. We want to sign you guys tomorrow." And we were like, "What?" That was a big deal.
Well, nice, especially at such a staple too, the Whiskey A Go Go. I seen that when I was in LA, and I was like, oh my God, never mind Motley Crue, you guys, but like this band called The Warning from Mexico. They're three sisters. They're amazing.
Oh, that sounds cool.
They're cool. They played there 2 nights in a row and sold out. They're getting their start. They're getting their footing. And
The Warning.
Yeah, The Warning band.
Right.
Oh
no.
I can't. You got to see these girls. They just did an Enter Sandman, and it was so good.
Oh, right on.
Okay. So, like when you guys are playing those venues like the Whiskey, and then you're getting into those big venues, or like you're seeing like thousands of people, and you're like, holy cannoli. That's like my slang of like holy shit balls. Right?
Holy cannoli.
So like you're like, being from like the 90s where you guys were at, because I've seen you guys a handful of times as well in Akron and Cleveland and Blossom and stuff. The best venue in the world that like you love to play, I don't, if it's like out of the country or like what's the best venue where you guys get treated like royalty?
Okay, I think we've only played there one time. But I'll never forget. Well, and there was Woodstock '99. Because that's just a pop-up kind of, and then it burned down. Not our fault. Again, not our fault.
Right.
Because we kind of tend to get a little bit of blame. But there's a great HBO, not to be plugging anything, but there's an HBO special on. You can see that Woodstock '99 thing if anybody wants to watch that.
I'm watching it.
You can see how it each day it sort of goes bad. But we were on the first night. And then I know we made it out of there. And then actually when I got home on Sunday night, I could see everything's on fire. I was like, what the hell? So I remember, because that was just the biggest crowd we had ever played for. And then, but the actual venue, there's something really special about the Hollywood Palladium. I don't know what it is. And also, you know what? The Forum in LA.
Those are special. Those are very famous though, very famous venues. So like when you know that you're welcome back there, it's like you're in there.
Yeah, that, and also I have two. I can't name one, but I can just, obviously the ones around LA, because that's where I grew up seeing, my favorite bands, and I remember going to see one of my favorite guitar players, which is Steve Vai.
Oh, he's so good.
Right, he just makes that guitar talk, and that's what that's what boggled my mind when I was 15, 16 years old. I remember driving from Bakersfield all the way to the Forum, and it was just like, when you're that age, it's like, wow, you're in this giant city, you're going to see your favorite band, my favorite artist, and then years later being able to, my own band playing there was pretty.
It's intense. Like, can you, like, me and Steve were talking about that. That's how James and I got connected, if you guys don't know, but he was talking about with how him and I have been fans of Korn since the 90s. And he's a super fan. He got the Ibanez.
He is mega fan.
Right. And
I had no idea actually until I met him. And then he started naming songs and albums. And I was like, you're not just a light fan. You're a mega fan.
Yeah,
I had
he's
no
like
idea. Yeah,
he went to your Apollo show and everything and how
that was
intimate that
cool.
was,
Yeah,
right. So, we were talking about earlier how, like, in a million years, like, if we can go back in time, like, did you think that, one of the people that we grew up loving and idolizing, that we would be getting to sit and eat dinner with him or coming to see him in concert and just kicking the shit with him? And he was like, absolutely not. This is unbelievable. He is just one awesome person. And I think your music is definitely instrumental in a lot of people's lives.
yeah. Thank you. And it's really, when if you told me when I was 14 and my dream to play music for, in a band and make a career out of it, that like childhood dream,
You
it
would,
it has
right.
not only brought that, but also there's this added element which I never thought was, even part of the equation, that we were going to have such a positive impact on like people's the escape, the thing that Jonathan sings about, the turmoil, that
Oh
you know
gosh.
that thing that he's so vulnerable and opens up about, and how it helps people all over the world, and have people, people come up to me and say, "Yo, your music saved my life, and I was in such a dark place, and thank you so much." And that is such a, you can't buy that. You can't, I can't go, no matter how hard I practice and play, I can that's just something that the five of us all kind of collectively we're lucky to have that
Oh,
that
absolutely.
camaraderie brings to people, and alleviates some of their pain. And it's a real gift on top of doing what I love, which is playing music, and
Right.
recording, touring the world. So
You guys have absolutely, I remember just sitting there listening to your albums and Jonathan just letting loose, and I was like, and I'm like reading what, that's back when we had, CDs, and you
yeah,
can
yeah,
read the lyrics and you're like, whoa, this is profound, and it
yeah,
gives a lot of people that outlet and to heal themselves and be able to be vocal about what happened, and relate and deal with trauma that they have hidden for so long.
totally.
So, that leads me to, like, with you and the brothers from Korn, when you, I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
So the when you guys go on tour, you guys have all separate buses, right?
Well, no, we did for a little while, and we
Mhm.
started to feel so kind of isolated. We kind of narrowed it back down to two buses.
So what is the this is something has had to have happened on your guys' tours somewhere down the line where somebody played the ultimate joke on one of yous, or you did something. What was the funniest thing that's ever happened to
Okay,
you guys on tour?
okay, and this has to do with me,
Uh-oh.
and it wasn't a joke really, but it was one of the funnier things. So when we shared our bus, we had our crew like back in like '96 or something, 1996 for all you millennials. Uh, 1990, they're like, what?
There was music
96,
back then? What?
96. So we'd get hammered. Okay, we would just drink from like before the show all the way through the night, after the show, pretty much till the sun came up. And we had the crew. We all shared one bus. It was the whole band, our crew, which was maybe like 4 or 5 people, and then maybe a security guard. So we had 12 people on one bus. We lived like that for months at a time. Like just touring. And there was one night I drank so much. Just drank and drank. We did tequila, and that's
Oh.
so
Ugh.
yeah, there was it's not going to end good. I can tell that. As soon as I say tequila, you're like, oh God.
Oh, I hate it.
Okay, so I remember. Well, I don't remember actually. Somebody told me in the middle of the night you got out of your bunk. Because they're like bunks are like little train. They're like a train. If everybody knows what a tour bus looks like inside. So I got out of my bunk and stood in the middle of the bunk area and just peed all over our crew guys. He had his backpack on the floor, And like it's all his clean clothes and everything he's got set up for in the morning, and I totally soaked it, and I must have thought I was in the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
And just like blacked out or whatever. And oh man, he was so mad. He was so mad. I thought he was gonna like fight me, you know, like I thought we were gonna go toe to toe.
Because like in the 90s, it was so much fun. I was an 80s baby, and in the 90s I just rocked
No,
it.
me
I
too.
loved it.
I grew up in my music. I remember I listened to when I'm in the car. I listen to the '80s stations. You know.
Oh yeah, like Skid Row was the best, but in the 90s, I was like, I think when I started going to concerts, like with friends, was like 96, 95, even 94 era. And I seen a tour bus. I don't know who it was, but it was there. We were driving down the interstate in Cleveland, and all I seen was 5 pairs of butt cheeks on the windows, and I'm going, what band is that putting their asses? So I was like, I don't know if it was Korn or not, or Pantera or something.
It sounds like a Pantera.
Probably, because there was one kind of large, my favorite band in the whole wide world. No offense,
they had so much influence on us too. They really did. Like the way that Dimebag played guitar, he is one of the best that ever lived.
Absolutely.
Randy Rhoads, him, and I could go on and on, but
yeah, legend, absolute legend. And he was murdered in my state. I was there at the Alarosa Villa, and it was somber.
We played there before, you know.
Ooh, isn't that scary?
I mean, that place. I remember, when I first went there, I was like, "Are you sure this is on the way to the club? We're going down a little dirt road, and it looks like we're going to
Children of the Korn, right?
The back entrance of a trailer park."
Yes.
Right? And then it's like, it was sketchy. It was
very. And those people that are down there are very sketchy too. They give you that vibe.
Yeah, it's a feeling that you get.
It really
when
is.
We found out it was that venue that that occurred at, we were like, we weren't surprised that it was there.
No.
We were saddened, but nothing you could do about it then. But
right, just very, very, very sad. And it's sad because I cherished that band, and it was a lot of people like me rely on music to get through the day.
Me too.
And especially you. So like going on to like how it is at home, your home life. Not everybody gets to walk into your door and sees your like a MTV Cribs kind of thing. Like
it's not what they think.
You're like, this is where the magic does not happen.
Right. Magic happens at the studio.
Oh, look, she's amazing. Your wife is absolutely a doll.
Oh, that's a different kind of magic.
Oh, that's spectacular, like fireworks.
That's baby making magic.
I
was talking about the magic at the studio with the songs, and it's different.
No, that Wifey is the best.
She is number one.
Yes, she is. She is such a rock star herself. I love her to pieces. So now, who wears the pants? I have to say, I think it would be the wife.
Yeah, definitely, she does.
I knew it.
And what's good is like once she kind of like, I mean, from a married perspective, we've been married almost 10 years. Just coming up in January, it'll be our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary! Almost.
Thank you. And I think part of that success is because I let her just be you, and she lets me do me, but first I have to make her happy. I got to make sure that everything's good and kosher with the family, and before I can I have a lot of things to do before I leave, like say for tour.
Oh yeah, and you guys don't tour a little bit. You guys have done almost 3,600 shows in your career.
That's a lot.
Yes. When I seen that number, I was like, wow.
I didn't know it was that many. Somebody asked me recently, and I guessed 5,000.
almost 3,600,
That's great.
including your tour coming up. It would be 36,
Wow,
about 3,600.
man.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's a tall order. And
Right.
here's the thing: when a lot of people think like, oh, I don't want to give. They feel like they're giving up some sort of power when they get married. Like, oh, I'm not gonna get married, dog. Oh no, it's not for me. But when you do, and you realize that your life becomes so much easier because you have a partner. You have a
Right.
partner to help you build a family. Financially, whatever it is, like you're not in this shit alone. And so many people are looking for that in the world, and I'm just so
Yeah.
grateful to have her as my wife and my partner that we can plan these sort of things, like lifelong events, whether it's traveling or wherever we're gonna settle, and it's a lot of fun with her. There's never a boring moment.
No, there you guys
No.
are so spectacular. I think not one of us was quiet for 4 hours. We closed that restaurant down. We literally did. We
Yeah,
just were
we
all
could we could
talking.
have
It was
talked
all
all night. We could have
so
talked
much
all night.
so much fun. It was so natural though. And I love that, how much love that you guys share for one another and being married, because a lot of people take good partners for granted out there, and it's very sad. But
Yeah,
when there's one person that will take you for granted, one person will absolutely shower you with all the love humanly possible.
right.
So it's awesome. Now the grocery shopping, what food can you absolutely not live without?
What food can I not live without? I gotta have coffee.
Yes.
I mean, it's not really a food, but it is a food and beverage. It falls under that category. I've got. Hey, look at that.
This is from you.
That wasn't even planned either, man. You
This
can't
is
plan. You can't plan that.
no, it's coffee is my life, and if I don't have it, I am just like,
That stuff
hi.
jacks you up too, right there. That stuff right there, the wired, that blend, man.
See, I haven't
It's
got to. I
strong.
have to get a grinder. I don't have one, and it's
Go get one.
from
Good.
Bakersfield, established 1993, like you guys were.
Yeah, there's a little story on the back, and
It's amazing.
listen, a lot of guys are doing, beer, and we're wines and alcohol beverages, but for us, we're 99%, and I say 99% because like our drummer, he can have a glass of wine after the show and not turn into freaking an animal like the rest of us
Right.
did. Like
Yeah.
the rest of us would drink 35 beers and do a whole pile of drugs.
Yeah.
We
It's
don't
just
anymore, but
yeah.
that's why we couldn't get behind like a product. I'm sure we could make a killing and it'd be great financially, but man, if something happened to any of our fans, like, and they had been drinking or something, like, okay, have some coffee and we feel good about it, because it's just consciously we can feel good that no one's gonna like
Yeah.
hurt
Die.
themselves on a cup of
Right.
coffee.
Right. And so when they're drinking that musician over there's alcohol, they can wake up with some corn coffee.
Yeah, last night we went to we went to a wedding. My friend got married, and I went up to the bar. You know how they free beer and free alcohol, right? And I'm like, okay, because it's been like 10 years since I've been sober, since I haven't had anything to drink, and no alcohol. I went up to the bar. I said, "Let me get a Coke." And he goes, "Oh, you're easy." And I go, "I'm easy. Like, I just want a Coke with ice."
That's it.
And he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "I'm easy like Sunday morning." And he goes, "Oh, your Sunday morning's gonna be a lot easier because you had a Coke
That's
with
right.
ice."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So
I don't miss that at all either. 7 years for me, and I'm
good.
good. Yeah.
Right on.
Yep. Well, I think oh yeah. Okay. So I'm a huge, huge, huge Halloween fan, horror movie fan.
We love it too at our house. We go crazy.
You go all out for
Yeah, we
Halloween.
love it.
I gotta see some pictures next time, you guys. Next year, I gotta see your get up because I buy all that spooky stuff that like 12-foot witches and stuff that scare the shit out of kids. I love it. They don't want to come up and get candy, so I have extras for the next day and then next week and stuff. So I eat the candy. So what like scary movie do you guys watch that it's like a go-to, like your favorite that you can watch a million times and not get sick of it?
Uh, it's kind of scary because it's a movie about the Vietnam War, and it's not really like it's more like a psychological thriller, which
Ooh.
is Apocalypse Now.
That's a good movie.
Apocalypse Now. So the reason I think it frightens me so much is because it puts you in the perspective down in the jungle, and they're going to find anybody hasn't seen. I don't want to spoiler alert, but you got to see this movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's so scary because the enemy they hide so well, and it's just
Yeah. And
you don't
it's
know what sort of position and they see some gruesome stuff throughout the movie, and it just seems like a really frightening like reality because
oh yeah.
it's not made up. I mean, this was a real war. It was a movie about the war, but
Yeah, but none of us were there actually. My dad was a combat vet in Vietnam for 2 tours, and, yeah, he was messed up pretty good there.
wow,
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. I'm a big proponent for veterans and treating them right and how crappy the government here treats our vets, and I wish there was something I could do more about it. I just speak up a lot about it.
that's
My
good. That's good though. Use your platform then and help them.
Yeah, yeah, I
Right
try.
on.
So mine that I have to watch with the lights on, dogs with me and everything is
Yeah.
The Exorcist. I can't do it.
Oh,
Can't do it at nighttime. Nope. Absolutely not. Nope.
that's funny. You know
She
what? When I was a kid, also
Whew.
around 6, the first Omen movie, The Omen. Remember that movie?
With Damien, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so scary.
He is such a like devil boy. He is scary. He's the son
He's
of
just got
Satan,
that
right?
innocent look, but then he'll look at you like there was one scene in that movie where his mom is like watering the plant and he's riding his big wheel and he's
Yeah.
just like runs into the and she falls from the balcony.
Yeah.
That
Kill
those early like Carrie, remember that one?
Yeah, Stephen King. Oh, it was
Man,
brutal. It was brutal.
so good.
It,
The
it
first Friday the 13th, I
yeah.
love Halloween, first Halloween.
Oh yeah.
There was also a movie I remember when I was growing up that scared the crap out of me was the Creatures of Night of the Living Dead. It
Oh
was
no,
black and
no,
white,
no. Ooh, no zombies for me. I'm good.
right? That
I
was
can't
really scary. I remember because I was like maybe like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, the Freddy Krueger, the first one I remember in the 80s. And Jason has been killed, I think, a million times. Keeps coming back. Jason keeps coming back. And I think like the Texas Chainsaw, Rob Zombie movies are really good.
Yeah, he
Uh,
makes good films.
yeah, The Devil's Rejects, I think, is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
That
he
was
creates interesting characters too that aren't like
yeah.
upfront scary, that are just like psychological. They kind of scare you from the background. And
Oh yeah, he pays attention to that detail.
yeah, he does. He
It's
does.
so much fun.
We've done so many tours with that guy. Very nice guy.
Is he really? I would assume that
After
he's
we finish every tour, we take the band photo at the end of the last show, and he'll lean over to me or he'll lean over to Jonathan. He goes, "This is so good. We should do this next year." And he's serious, but we have to change it up. So every
right.
few years, you're going to get a Korn and Rob Zombie concert.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
not this year, but within the next few years, probably again. It was because it's so much fun with him. He
Oh,
puts on a great show, and they're good people.
yeah, he's got an awesome stage performance.
Totally.
So are you guys really excited about the tour coming up? Like to finish the tour in 2022 and the new album coming out and I think it's coming out in February if I'm not
Yeah, the
mistaken, right?
record's coming out on February 4th. And so, that's what we worked on during, quarantine.
Yeah.
We were locked down in our houses, and I got on the phone with the other guys, and I said, "Hey, um, we need to do something because if we can't tour, we've got to get in the studio and write some music or try to make try to make something happen. Let's try to
Yeah.
safely get to the studio. And
Oh,
we just got together, and it was just like fun to hang out, because at that point we hadn't seen anybody. We hadn't seen
oh,
each other in 4 months, and so just to hang out and laugh and play our instruments, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And then next thing you know, we have a whole album, and we're like, well, okay, cool. Well, is anybody going to hear this? Because the
right.
world is like, it's on fire.
I'll tell you what, like with quarantine and stuff, like I watch a lot of European bands and Nightwish and Floor Jansen. She's my favorite love female vocalist. She's amazing, and she's doing a lot of virtual recordings with like
Oh, cool.
Hemport and stuff like that, and releasing songs like that. Like they look like they're kind of in the same room together, but they're not. But I could only imagine with you guys being so, free to tour and to go to your studio and just hang out and, and master and all of this. And then absolutely nothing and
Right.
no touring and nothing. So I could almost imagine that was absolute hell on you guys.
Well, listen, I'm in a position that it was hell, but like for my guys in my crew, like
Yeah.
the guys that go from tour between tour, and that's their life, that's their lifestyle. They might have like a
Right.
small apartment they go to. Those guys got hit hard,
Yeah.
and all the nice venues that we play, up and down the coast and the East
Yeah.
Coast. Everybody that worked in the entertainment industry got hit hard,
Oh yeah.
and those were the guys that were trying to look after and make sure they were okay, and make sure their bills got paid. So
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. With Nightwish too, their crew, like their roadies and whatnot, some of them are musically talented, and they did a cover band, and they were selling their CDs online, their merchandise online, because they were all out of jobs. It was like it was the world halted
yeah,
basically, and it was one way for them to pay their bills. And it did a number on everybody's industry. Every industry they got hit hard. But I think, like, for a musician not being able to perform or record, that's got to be so hard.
yeah, it was like, that's our passion. And we have, when we're on tour, we have the whole planet's our playground. We're going to go to this city, and we look forward to seeing the fans down in Australia. We haven't got there, and we haven't been to Europe in like 5 years.
Oh
you
yeah, they're
know
locked
uh,
down again. They're doing lockdowns like crazy.
I know, and we keep, we're booking and then rescheduling these shows, and
Yeah.
we've done it enough, and it's like, it's just, I feel, when a show gets canceled, I just feel bad, because the fans mostly, they're working 9 to 5, and they're looking forward to that date or that festival, and you
Yeah, it
know
keeps getting rescheduled. I know I've
keep
got
getting
rescheduled
rescheduled.
a
It's,
few
it's
times.
frustrating. Yeah, it's like people are, their patience is wearing out on this thing.
Yeah, and I think with Corn concert, it got rescheduled a couple times, but safety is first. And with Nightwish, it's gotten 3 times. I think it was rescheduled, but I'm just there you go. You can either refund your tickets or keep them. I'm like, I'm keeping them. I waited this long. I'm gonna wait it out and go. And a lot of bands are doing virtual concerts.
Yeah, we did one.
Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? I didn't get to see your guys's.
Yeah, it's called Monumental. I don't know
Oh,
if you can still find it. You might be able to find it on YouTube, or at least portions of it.
yes,
We did it like not far from here. There's like a building right over here.
that's so cool. I want to check yours out because I
It's
just
like a
watched.
rooftop. It was
Yeah.
done really well. We spent a lot of money on it to.
Oh yeah, Ronnie Radke with Falling in Reverse did a virtual one too on the rooftops. It was so weird. It was like the not weird in a bad way, but like the graphics were insane.
Right
It
on.
was so cool. I'm like, wow, I got to see that one. It was neat. But all right, I'm gonna let you go because I know you have 2 more interviews to do tonight. You're a beast, I tell you, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on. One last question: who is your favorite YouTuber of all? Just saying.
Just Jen.
Thanks, bud.
Just Jen, of
All right.
course.
Thank you so much, James. And I know I will see you in February. Give the wife a big hug and a smooch for me. You
You're
guys
gonna
have.
see me before that because I'm gonna be well, maybe not.
I gotta.
I can't spoil alert.
Oh God! Oh my God!
No, I'm
Okay.
not gonna tell you, but I think I might see you sooner.
Oh, Nikes.
But let's just call it February. I'll see you February.
All right. You know, surprises and me. I can't do surprises. If I get you something, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I got you a present. I'm gonna give it to you on your birthday," and I'm gonna call you the next day and be like, "You want to know what I got you?"
I know. My wife is the same way.
That's because
She's just it's hard for her to hold secrets. So
it's so hard. Why do they put that on us? It's so crazy. Just here, spill the beans. We'll just get you another present. That's how I see it. So thank you again. I really appreciate this time. You are such a sweetheart. Can't wait to see the live show. You guys stay safe, kick some ass, and I can't wait for that new album.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thanks
All right.
for having me.
Thank you, James. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys, that was James, and he is just one amazing person. And for him to dedicate his time, and he is not like, he doesn't have like, hey, I just got to go play golf and this and that. This man's schedule is absolutely full. And for him to do this for me and the channel, for you guys as well, that is just absolutely epic. And now I hope you get a better understanding of who James is. He's not just the guitar player for Korn, although yes, he is, but he's also a human being. He's a husband, he's a father, and he's an awesome, awesome person that has been through a lot of things, yet has come out on top. And we all love success stories, especially here. So until next time, you guys, stay tuned. We don't ever know who's going to come on next. And if you have any more suggestions, if you would like to see another artist, drop your comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button too. You got to hit that like button. I mean, it's James. He is a very likable guy, and I ain't so bad myself either. Just saying. All right, guys, take care. And I want to say thank you to Steve and Linda for making this happen. And thank you for my Patreons, because if it weren't for my Patreons, this literally would have never happened. So thank you, guys. And if you're interested in joining my Patreon, the link will be down below. All right, guys, I'm signing off. I'm just Jen. Please take care of yourselves and rock on. And remember, Korn is coming to a city near you, and their new album is due out in February. Plus, they have some really good Korn coffee. I mean, I can smell it from this bag. I have not opened it yet, but because it was a gift from James, and I don't feel like opening it. It's kind of sacred to me. But anyhow, you guys take care of yourselves and take care of one another. Stay kind, stay humble, and you know what? Don't take anything for granted. If you took anything out of what James had to say here, you know, loving others is very important, and taking care of yourself. All right, guys, I'm just Jen. Until next time, see ya. Bye.